welcome back to Building the Boys. We now have issue 90 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. It's relevant in this one because it means we've only got 50 left after this. 50 and we're done. Less than a year. So what are we doing in this one? Well, in this one we are installing Windows. Yeah, we're back with the Windows. Here's what it is. So we've got some Windows to install. I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Windows we got to install in this one. That's all right. That's, you know, it's what it is. We also had some decking to put on. So we'll be adding decking like we did the last time. We'll be adding some decking to that section. There's a little cross section that joins them together. And a bit more decking. We've got another staircase. So we've got I want to say it's the second class staircase. But we've got a staircase. So there's a staircase going into this one. LEDs, wires, a few connectors. We've got some of the metal support beams that you remember we did a couple of months back. A couple of those. So it's a bit of a hodgepodge, this one. We've got quite a bit to do. And then ultimately we're putting the bulkhead, the starboard side bulkhead in, which is the restaurant bulkhead. That's what the restaurant would have been. So that's yeah, it's quite a lot to do. So it's quite an in-depth one, this one. We will, at the end of this one, be talking about fireworks, because we spoke about Thanksgiving the last one. Well, something else happened in November in the UK. So it was Guy Fawkes Night, Bonfire Night, as it's known in the UK. So again, to my American friends, we don't celebrate the 4th of July. That's American Independence Day. It's a day we lost, so we don't celebrate that. So in the UK, we do have a traditional night where we set off fireworks, and that is the 5th of November. We remember the 5th of November, gunpowder treason plot. I can think of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. And we celebrate the forward attempt of Guy Fawkes blowing up Parliament. And we set fireworks off. So fireworks, what we're talking about, and fireworks that were set from the Titanic. Why no one responded to the rockets that were being sent in the air as a means of distress. Why did nobody respond? When the Californian would have seen them, why didn't they respond to it? Well, there is a reason. There is a legitimate reason. Now, playing devil's advocate for California, we'll explain why. But that will be after we've built this one. So let's get this one open. Let's get into it. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps our channel massively, and we really do appreciate your support. But let's get this open. Let's have a look what we've got. Let's get it put together. Okay, so let's get this one open. Let's see what we get. We get a bit of everything in this one, I think. So we have one of the wires. We've got so many of those. And random bags. So this has got to be the bulkhead. The restaurant bulkhead. And it is. So there you go. We have 3 different kinds of window on this one. That'll be fun. Okay, so you can look at the more detailed side of the doors and whatnot on it. So we've got that one there. Piece of deck. LED strip. Whatever's in here. Which happens to be... Must be the staircase. Staircase. So the more basic of the staircases there, because again, it's not the ground. We have another. Those are our metal. Okay, so those are the metal connector rods. Have those there. Now I'm hoping this is that tiny slither of deck, because if it's not, mine's missing. And it is. So we got our windows there, and we got this tiny slither of deck that's going to join the decking that we did on the last one. And of course we have, as standard, AP screws. Right, so let's bring up the deck and let's get this one done. So this is the section of our decking we're working on. And we've taken our metal our pin, we just had some super glue either side to it, and we're going to slot it in here, and then this should hold. There we go. It really is that simple. So that's that one installed. I'm going to flip it round, and we're going to do the other one. Let me take a look. Okay, so that's both those on. That's one there, and that's one there. The next thing we're working on is our staircase. Now our staircase is going to go in from the bottom. So we're going to flip this one over, and we're going to screw this in place using AP screws. Okay, so taking our staircase, we're just going to slot this one into here, like so. Now there are lugs on our deck. So we're going to line those up as well. This will push down and pop when you get it. There we go. Let's pop one. And let's pop two. No, it's not. There we go. Let's pop two. Right, so there we go. Push down and pop. That's how you get it. And now we're just going to put 2 AP screws in to hold this in place. So I'm going to pop one in here. So just one, and then one more. And that goes just like that. And that one is done. Now, it does ask you to flip it back over, work on everything else, and then finally install the LED. I think that's mental because we're already flipped over, so why flip it to flip it again, to flip it back again, then flip it a bit more and flip, flip, flip. We're here right now, so why not install the LED right now? So that's exactly what I'm going to do because I just think that's nuts to flip it back and flip it again. You don't need to do that. The LED's going in, so we can just install it at this point, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So the way this one works, again, using the cutout section as a guide, that's going to slot in there like so. And again, it's a push and a pop that we are going for. You can do this from underneath if you need to, just to move these pins out of the way. Use whatever you need to do, because I don't want to put needless pressure down on this. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and persuade this out to get this one in. Once it goes, and it's, there you go, see. So that's that one there, and that's that one there. So that's our LED in. We've just skipped a stage is what we've done, but that's absolutely fine because again, it's just going to ask you to flip it back over to do that. Whilst you've got it flipped up, you might as well do it now. Know what I mean? Right, so let's flip this one over and let's install our decking. So there you can now see our staircase is installed, looking lovely. I love this floor pattern over here. We're now working on this section here. We've got that long rectangular piece of decking is going to go in. Now I have put a touch of glue on the bottom of this. You don't have to, as I keep saying. It's entirely up to you how you do this. That one then slots in there like so. I'll smooth that one down. That's it. That's all we have to do. Bit of fluff on there. That's all we have to do. Simple enough. We've got one more piece of decking to go. Now that is going to go. Let's move you. Just here. Now I have glued in advance. We have that tiny slither of decking that's just going to sit over that end there. Now there is a slot. So you want to make sure that slot is kind of, it's the slot here. Make sure that's free. You're not covering that over with the decking because naturally something is going to slot in there. So I'm just trying to get the backing paper off with my enormous hands, which isn't the easiest thing, without cracking the decking at the same time. Anyone else have this problem? Because I bloody do every single time. There we go. Right. So we have this tiny, tiny, tiny little strip. And that's going to quite simply pop in there like so. And that's it. That's that one in. So that is the decking complete. Now we are going to have to add windows to the bulkhead. That's not going to be fun, is it? But it's necessary, so let's get it done. Okay, so this is the section we're working on. Now we have the 3 different types of windows. We have the wide rectangular windows. We've got to put in, we've got the tiny little windows, and we've got the arch windows as well. Now you have seen me install dozens and dozens of windows. So I'm just going to get this done and we'll take a look at the finished product. So that's that one done, all those windows in, and we're done. We're going to flip this one over and we are going to use the connector pieces now. So connector pieces are going to sit over there. They have a lug. One more there. Another one there. And finally one here. I'm going to hold these in place with, you guessed it, AP screws. So let's get those ready. The windows weren't so bad this time. I think it's a combination of things. One, there wasn't as many of them. And two, I think we've done them that many times now. I'm kind of a dab hand at it. So I've got my sort of, I'm sure you've all got your technique down for how you get the windows out of the sprue, and then subsequently how you glue and attach them. I think once you've got your method that works for you, you stick to it. You can speed up and do them quite quickly. I just don't. I don't like doing the windows. I just don't. There are some people that tell me they find it therapeutic, which is cool. I mean, I'm building a doll's house at the moment and doing the tiles on that. I loved, and a lot of people hated doing it. But I can't stand doing those windows. I just don't like it. Don't know why, which is a shame because I've got a load more of them to do. But that's the way it is. So those are our connector pieces now on. So we've got our 4 connector pieces in. We're going to bring the deck up and we're going to attach this to the deck. So this is the section we're working on. And what we're going to do is we're going to take what we've just built and it's going to slot into the channels outside of the ridge there. Pop it down, line this up. There we go. And now we're going to hold it in place with the AP screws. Titanic's coming on amazingly. I mean, the one thing that I am surprised at is that we haven't really started assembling it, have we? I mean, we've now got, this is our 3rd deck that isn't attached to either of the other 2. We've got the hull section. 4 decks if you include the forecastle, I suppose. We've got the hull section that is coming on rather lovely. We have got the engine room still to do. None of this has come together yet, which is remarkable when you bear in mind that we are 90 issues in. We have no singular structure as such complete. We just don't. There's nothing. We don't have any singular structure that's complete yet. But we gotta be coming to an end of this superstructure. We just have to be. We've done that much of it. There can't be that much more to go before we do have to start putting it all together. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we don't do anything at all. Maybe, like, issue 140 is where we put it all together. Who knows? Who knows? I can't see that because all the detailing needs to go on this as well. But there we are. So that is that one in place. And that brings us to the end of this issue. Let's have a chat. That one complete. Nice and simple. Nothing overly complicated about that. Now, I believe in the next issue we're doing almost a mirror of that. I'm pretty sure we are. Which it'll be good. It'll be good because that's another section of this done. I can see there's loads more in the centre that we're going to have to do. So this isn't going to finish anytime soon, I wouldn't have thought. But it's looking nice. It's looking good. So we're going to have that bulkhead in as well. And then we're moving on to other bits and pieces. Exciting times. If you are just sticking around for the build instructions, thank you very much for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. Helps the channel massively. And we really do appreciate your support. If you're sticking around for our Titanic tale, we're talking about fireworks, as I said at the beginning. So they did have fireworks on the Titanic, and they did send them off. So California would have and did see them. So why didn't it respond to Titanic's distress signal? Well, because, and this is playing devil's advocate on their side, because Titanic didn't send a distress signal. If, for instance, a rocket went off by accident, no ship is going to drop what they're doing and fly out to find out it was exactly that. So there is a pattern of which they were supposed to set these things off. And for a distress, I mean, a single one, bang, was to say, was a captain telling them, I've lost my bearings. That's what it is. So just be aware I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out the route I'm plotting. That's what one meant. So this gives you an example of what was going on. So to get around that, what you were supposed to send a distress signal at that time was you fired one every minute. So every minute, you'd send another one, and another one, and another one. That's what you do. But at 1 minute intervals. So if another ship can see it, they can go, right, okay, they can actually see against and there's another one, and there's another one, let's go. And they can see exactly what it is. So what the California claims they saw was they thought they were just having a party and setting off fireworks because they were just going off at random. They said over a period of an hour, 8 rockets were sent, which are like, okay, so it's about 1 every 7 minutes, something like that, which is weird. That's, it's not, And they just say that 8 were set off for over an hour. They don't, I mean, for all we know, 3 were set off immediately, bang, 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 and then they set 5 off. We don't know what sequence it went in, but they said over the period of an hour, 8 went off, which doesn't fit into any kind of distress call. It doesn't. And again, it's part of the problem was there was clearly a lack of communication, understandably in the chaos. But the men on board the Titanic, this was brought up in the inquiry, were not taught how to send these rockets. They just weren't. The other thing as well with the Titanic rockets is they were slightly weird. I mean, these things should have just gone up and bang, that's it. But theirs bang and then came down in like a clutter of stars, which again is odd. They weren't supposed to do that. So you can understand from the California to that degree why they'd say, well, it wasn't a distress signal, we just thought it was fireworks. But what makes me laugh about that one is California chose to ignore every other protocol of maritime except that one. The one that meant that they didn't have to do anything, they definitely obeyed that protocol. I don't know, California will always be it could have saved a lot of people, and it just didn't. And shame on them, really. There was enough there where you think, okay, well, there's the fireworks, and your crew are telling you, we can see it listing, it looks weird. You'd at least try and, well, let's go have a look. Wouldn't you? But no, California didn't. But that's why. So they never sent a distress signal. Even though they sent those rockets, that's not classed as a distress signal. They had to be sent in the correct manner. I mean, it's like just mashing a Morse code pattern out with no pattern. You haven't sent an SOS. You just hit the button a lot manically. You can't expect people to come and respond to that. But again, this is bad, and something it maybe could have been avoided. And we'll talk about what and how and why it could have been avoided in the next one. Because we're back very soon for issue 91 of the Titanic. If you haven't yet, as I said, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel massively. You can contact us at billandtheboys@outlook.com with any queries, questions, anything you need to know. And until next time, in a world where you could be anything at all, just be nice. And I'll see you very, very soon for issue 91 of the Titanic. I'll see you then.